everybody. Recently I did a video on Maybelline's new collection. I don't even know what to call it. It's the Rebel Bloom collection, but do I call it a spring collection? Do I call it a winter collection? I honestly don't know, but I did a video on it, and I also posted some pictures on my Instagram regarding how these shades reminded me of the Kelly Osbourne collection from MAC Cosmetics. I realized this was kind of like an afterthought after I had posted the video, and I just wanted to share with you guys some swatch comparisons, live swatch comparisons to the Osbourne collection from MAC. And also it also came to my attention on Instagram. Somebody asked if I could compare one of the shades to Girl About Town, and also a comparison to Cosmopop. So first let's look at a comparison. So I'm also going to do those comparisons in this video. So first let's look at a comparison between the Maybelline Rebel Blooms and the MAC Osbourne. The first shade I'm going to show you guys is Barely Bloomed, and this is the peach nude shade. Now this was very sheer. If you watched my original video, you would know that it takes a lot to build this shade up. In comparison, here is Strip Poker, which is also a nude shade. As you can see, the Kelly Osbourne shade is opaque in 2 swipes and is a little bit deeper, whereas the Maybelline shade is slightly lighter and also slightly streakier. But when you apply the streaky shade to your lips, depending on the pigmentation of your lips, these are nearly identical. Next up is Peach Poppy. This also required significant amounts of swatches to get to full opacity in comparison to Riot House. As you can see, Riot House is more peach orange, whereas Peach Poppy leans just slightly pinker. Again, this all is dependent on the pigmentation of your lips and your skin tone. Next up is Coral Burst. This is a corally. I'm comparing it with Kelly Yum Yum. Now, as you can see, Coral Burst is obviously more coral, while Kelly Yum Yum is quite pink. If your lips are pigmented with a more red undertone, this can be very similar to this shade. Now, the last shade that I want to show you guys before you write off all of this work for no reason is Dodgy Girl and Lilac Flush. These two shades are really, really similar, and this is what prompted me to do the whole comparison to begin with. Here's Lilac Flush from the Maybelline Rebel Bloom collection, compared with Dodgy Girl from the collection from MAC. Now, this is a bit darker, but again, on the lips, these two shades are nearly identical. I have a photo on my Instagram, so if you'd like to see what they look like on me. Again, depending on your skin tone and the pigmentation of your lips, these may look different or they may look very similar. On my lips, this shade looked much lighter, and also I may have built this shade up a little bit more, but I do have pigmented lips, so the fact that I have pigmented lips darkened this shade, which is quite sheer to begin with, Lilac Flush, to a darker shade, and made it very similar to the matte shade Dodgy Girl. Both are in the lilac family, and of course a matte version is going to look slightly darker because it doesn't have that light reflection. Here's an up close. As you can see, when they're a little bit closer together out of the light, they look a little bit closer. The next shade I'm going to compare to is Cosmopop versus Peach Poppy. So here's Cosmopop, which is a bright creamsicle orange, compared to Peach Poppy. As you can see, Cosmopop is much more orange, whereas Peach Poppy is a much pinker shade. There's a quick tube comparison. I was also asked to do a quick comparison between Girl About Town. So here's Girl About Town. Here is Power Peony. As you can see, Power Peony is quite lighter. Here's a comparison to Orchid Ecstasy. Orchid Ecstasy is similar, except for it's much more purple. And Coral Burst is much more coral. So I hope this quick little run through of how shades might be similar to what's in your collection already has helped you guys. Any of you that were curious about how they compared to other shades that I may not have covered in my other video. I hope you guys found this helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my fashion and beauty blog and follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.